What we're going to look at with this video is the stamp tool, or the clone stamp tool. So that's located over here. And if you kind of click on it, it's a pattern stamp tool that we're not going to really get into. We're going to talk about the clone stamp. Now the clone stamp has a bunch of different options up at the top. I can choose any brush that I really want to clone in. Mode is normal. Let's put the opacity of the brush up at 100. And you have this checkbox that says aligned and where to sample from. So I'm going to go over kind of what those are. With stamping, it didn't used to be, but now in Photoshop you can stamp non-destructively. So you can actually stamp on a brand new layer. So what this does is this samples all layers. And you sample just the current layer, or you could sample from the current layer that you have and anything that's below it. Okay, so in this case we're going to work on all layers because we're just going to work on everything that's visible. So let me show you the difference between aligned and unaligned. So the first check is aligned. It's already checked. So in order to get the stamp tool to work, I need to hold down the Option key to sample from an area. So let me just show you. So I click from there. Let's make this brush a little bit bigger. It shows you a little preview of this. Okay, so I just want you to notice, right? So as I'm doing this, let's see if you can. You see that there's that little crosshair, and it's following me in the same ratio, the same distance from where I sampled from. If I uncheck aligned, I'm going to go back to the same sample spot. As soon as I let go, you see it goes right back from the original starting point where I sampled it from. Even if I'm up here and I let go, it goes back to the top. I let go, I'm down here. It still samples from that same area. So a line goes back every time you let go of that mouse. It goes back to the same initial starting area that you had. We're going to keep it aligned. And we're going to make our brush just a little bit smaller. And I'm going to click outside of here. Right, I'm going to click right on that ledge. I'm going to line this ledge up. And this is the way they suggest you stamp, is I'm just going to click. Right? You can see I'm just kind of clicking. And you can see the radius of my brush is going outwards. Now I'm going to sample from over here, and I'm going to do the same thing. All right, I'm going to sample that. Click a couple times. I'm going to click back over here. Let's make that sample. We're going to click. Almost done. I'm going to sample one more from over here. And I constantly go back and forth and sample. Because I want to get the best color variation, because there is a slight color shifts on different sides of the object. So now I can pretty safely go in here and get rid of them. Now you see I'm continually resampling from the other areas. I'm not just kind of clicking and dragging. I'm kind of clicking, sampling. I'll click again and sample. That'll give you the best variety when sampling. Okay, so that is the really basic using the stamp tool, and we'll look further into more complicated ones in other videos.